And you're just in time for Business Glide, your number one show on matters business and economics, giving you a 360 coverage on issues to do with public policy therein. My name is Richard Mwenje. Always a pleasure to have you on board. And with me, to help me, of course, break down today's conversation later on is Herman Manyora, Kenya's most sought after political analyst and renowned public scholar in Eastern and Central Africa. Now, before we get into the discussion, let me just preempt it a bit. And this particular week, we have seen parents across the country who are admitting their children into Form 1. They are decrying the high cost being charged by these schools. This comes even after these schools continue to defy the order by the state to make sure that the charges are not exorbitant, that they are accommodative, and many parents can afford them. But where is the missing link? Schools on one side are charging high prices. The state says and maintains those prices should actually be brought down. What is the remedy that can be achieved to make sure that they both meet in the mid of this journey? That, of course, is our conversation today. Great to see you, sir.
How are you?
Looking good in a red tie.
Thank you, Richard.
In the spirit of Christmas or Valentine's, which one is this?
This is just a tie.
A tie?
Yes.
Polka dot tie?
And this is it's an American tie.
American tie?
Yes.
You're not cheap, you don't do local?
No, I don't do cheap things.
But you need to actually be part of growing of Kenya's textile industry.
Which you have already messed it.
River Texas there?
Where is it? You have killed everything.
For
the
sure?
people making noise now are the people who opened up this country to Mitumba. They know who I'm talking about. They know themselves. They are in top there in government.
So you are to, so if probably Raila will have ascended the seat, you will have supported his idea of banning Mitumba in Kenya?
Yeah. Banning Mitumba, banning cheap imports, and reviving all our textile industry, butter and all these things.
All right.
You know, Colgate, everything, the things that we used to produce here, none of them we are producing. Within 6 months, all those things will be here.
Relying on imports. I see.
Yes.
You are a senior citizen and a parent, and at some point definitely you've taken a student into Form 1, admitted one. This week, in social media, there's an outrage of the kind of prices being charged for essential things that a student should join school with. Let's start from here. Very recently, the state said and capped a certain amount that should not be exited. Many schools, private, public, have actually surpassed that target. You are told come with a ream of paper in the wholesale, it costs 400 shillings. The school capped the price at around 700 per bunch of ream papers, and so many items therein. Let's start here. Would you say in the education sector, Form 1 admission is also a conduit of people reaping big and reaping off parents?
You can't talk to a principal now. They are beyond reach. You can't even pick anybody's call. They are big men.
Busy admitting students?
No. Busy looking big and making money. A principal who has a house waiting for roofing can now roof the house.
Within this 1 week of admission?
This from January to February. They will now be able to roof their house. It's the reality.
The government raised their salaries?
It is the reality. It's bad. We are recruiting 30,000 teachers. I'm told now to get one of those vacancies, people are parting with as much as 380,000.
Where's the place of merit there?
So even with teaching and this admission. But the bigger point you wanted to raise, which I thought you were raising, what is the remedy for this high cost to parents?
We shall get there.
It's just one. Just give free education. It's as simple as that. There's nothing. You can't work on any other thing. Nothing else can work except free quality education. Anything else, you are wasting your time.
But
these principals, they can't listen to a man in Jago House at Machogu. They can laugh at you when you say, they don't even listen.
That is their boss.
Who?
Machogu, this is.
Oh, my friend. One day I challenged the late Magoa, rest in peace Magoa, as we planned to go and
bury him,
take you to your maker formally. I told him, don't go and hire small teachers in small dirty schools. Go to Kenya High. The principal may not even move from the office when the minister is in the office, in the compound. Go to Lenana, go to Nairobi school, these big schools.
The principal is a god?
A minister is nothing. Principals are gods. These big schools.
Then what of that of Alliance and Kabarak? Then
Those,
that of Alliance and Kabarak, those are gods.
Where the minister is nothing. You think the minister can go and do anything in Alliance? If the minister walked into Alliance High School, the principal will continue doing what she was doing. She will send the deputy. I'm telling you.
Or head of department.
So to say that you can ask schools not to overcharge parents, it's just a joke. You must create a completely, entirely new, different way of doing things. And for this, I urge the country to move in the direction of free quality education. First, we can afford it, we have the money for it. Secondly, it is the only way to go. Not to go that direction is to create a class society that will come to eat us, all of us.
I see.
And finally, so long as you continue to charge fees, there will be many capable Kenyans who would have made good teachers in future, good nurses, good doctors, good engineers, good business people, good everything, who will not make it because they didn't have fees. I am aware, and I know it to be the case, that many of the children admitted to these top schools don't go there, don't take up those chances. Many.
They cannot afford
They can't afford it. So what do? They go to the nearest CDF school. We used to call them Harambe, now we call them CDF schools, where there may be only one trained teacher on the staff, or two. The rest are Form 4s who finished there last year, the previous
They are
year.
volunteering.
They are volunteering or being paid 4,000.
What?
A kid who had been admitted to Mangu, in fact, even from a psychological perspective, he's already demolished. You demolished him.
What?
He can't bring out his own best. So this is a good doctor who would have treated you in this country, but now you have finished him. So the only way for this country is free, affordable, and a free quality education. Yes, we can afford it.
We have the capacity.
We have the capacity.
Then again, talking matters admission, it is one thing to pass your exams and another one actually to be placed in a particular school. And that's why you have placement bodies that look into those who have done their primary level examinations. But the bone of contention in here is there's an outcry that probably there are people in the education sector, the principals, some of the teachers and officials at TSC, Education Ministry, who are colluding with some parents and actually selling off some of these slots. I'm called to Lenana School, but I cannot join it. It's given to another person. Not because I've said I cannot get in there. I've got the mark that actually fits me to join Alliance, but I don't get the chance. I'm just sent to any other school, an extra county school. Is there really some truth in there that you getting certain grade doesn't guarantee a certain slot?
I have to defend the principals. The days when principals would do gerrymandering in admission ended many years ago. The principal can only help you to get a chance in their school after the admission process. But there's no way a principal can deny a Kenyan child their position or place once given. No, there's nothing.
They can only...
No principal can sell that chance. It'd be very rare and inconsequential. Those are very rare instances.
But the extra slots are the one we can be traded.
Now, after that, some people don't take up. Some people go to other schools. Now the principal can, that's what I'm saying, they can buy a few iron ships.
And must money be the currency they are in? Nothing to do with
Kenya.
goodwill.
This is your country. This is your stupid country. Every opportunities, people use it to make money. Why do you want to deny principals? If others are using the principals also use that to make money. Because once they go home, you call them stupid. Say, huyu mtu alikuwa principal in a big school. He has retired, a poor man. Nyinyi ndio mtasema.
These are teachers who should inculcate virtues that will help the next generation.
But you have spoiled the society. You say values are nothing. You laugh at this principal. Look, this guy was a principal. Chief principal.
Lenana
20
school.
years, Lenana school. Louis is a poor man.
With 1 acre of land.
Hata hajanunua shamba, hajajenga nyumba kubwa. Si nyinyi tu. So you'll push the principal into getting some little money. I won't blame him.
Then again, what do you make of the cry from these schools that they're incapacitated in terms of financing their own activities, and to that extent they are calling for more allocation to these schools, particularly the secondary schools, just also to achieve accommodating the 100% transition, to do matters feeding program they are in? Do you support the argument that what they're getting right now from the National Treasury is way below what this country should be giving to these schools?
I don't know, but I doubt. First of all, I don't believe in the nonsense of 100% transition. It makes the situation very bad.
How so?
This is nonsense. I don't know which country, apart from the few countries with 3-4 million population, of 5 million people population, Scandinavian countries,
Islands
Singapore,
and all that.
Finland, such. But every big country, including America, there's nothing like 100% transition. No, not everybody goes to school.
Giving everyone a chance.
Giving everybody a chance is not like lumping everybody in a classroom. What are you doing to a child who would have learned well and you are putting him in a classroom with 100 students? You've killed him. In trying to show you are 100% transition, this country, no, it's a lie.
According to UN standards and
No,
UN targets.
they are lying to you. Foreigners want to kill your education. And they want certain vices to be domiciled in those schools. So by overcrowding the schools, certain vices will take root in those schools. Because you cannot manage a school with 3,000 students. So there are things like lesbianism, homosexuality, and what have you, devil worship, whatever those things.
Arson attacks.
Drugs and everything. They will be perpetuated very easily. Because schools cannot control those things. These are Western ideologies. Western activists pushing you into 100% transition. But what is more critical in terms of education, if you had a class of 40, 10 students or 20 students from that class could end up changing this country tomorrow. Then you put that class from 40 to 80. You spoil the education for them.
Kenya as a country.
And Kenya needed these 10 students. You have now, so even this 100 you have pushed there, the extra 60. They also need a good country, a functioning country.
Functional.
So the country is not functioning. You pretend you are giving them education. But you know, I keep saying we are very stupid people.
The key to life, key to success.
But in terms of funding, first of all, we don't need boarding schools. We make education too expensive for nothing. We don't even need a uniform. There are schools you find they're asking for hockey stick.
Yes.
They're asking for blazer. All manner of stupid things. These are things we can do something about immediately. Yet we can't do them. So a child does not take a place in Lenana, not because the parent couldn't afford the tuition fee, but they couldn't afford the blazer, maybe the hockey stick, maybe something else, and the reams of papers you are talking about.
Yeah.
So, but the monies levies, especially given by government and a little of school fees, is enough to sustain schools, but they're not enough to satisfy the greed of principals.
You dare say that on camera?
But they know me, I tell them all the time. Show me a principal who is poor. One.
There.
If you take all principals, shika yao mkono namna hii, take us to your homes. Those houses, can they build with a teacher's salary?
I thought it was just police officers.
No, and they cannot build those houses with teacher salaries. It's to say their fellow teachers, their colleagues whom they went to college with, are so stupid and so useless that they can't do those things.
These people have furthered their education to attain the rank of a principal.
I have been a chairman of schools board. I know that money is more than enough, but it's not enough for the greed of the principal. And so in some cases, the members of boards, you know, they are called directors, whatever they are called these days. But basically, that money is enough. Sometimes school money is not enough because even people you call accounts clerks or a bursar has a field day over money. Look at any bursar in any school. Look at any bursar or accounts clerk. Just follow them where they stay.
With just a CPA.
Yeah, not even CPA who has a CPA there. These are just accounts clerks. They are just useless
business
fellows.
in secondary.
Follow anybody of this. Go to any school, any in this country that has money, a big school with some little money. Where a man has been bursar or accounts clerk for 10 years, follow him. Look at the life he lives. Look at his house.
Splashing opulence.
Yeah. So you overburden parents so that some stupid accounts clerk can put up rental houses. You know, we can't allow this. This sort of stupid things we must stop doing in this country. There are excesses which if we take care of, even before we go the way of free education, which is where we must go, there are these excesses. Like just go to any school this week when Form 1s were opening. Box, you are being checked from donor point A, B, C, D. Hapa wanaangalia si uko na hii, hapa wanaangalia. They should not be interested in those things. They should only be interested in fees, if there is fees, tuition. These other things are useless. Nunua hii, nunua hii, nunua hii, nunua hii.
Hockey stick for everyone.
So that your fees is nothing. More money goes into these useless things And the teachers are checking as if they are checking I don't know what.
As KDF
Entry
recruitment.
to heaven.
Yeah.
What? Sometimes when I look, I say, this country, I think this country is made up of thugs. We are just thugs.
In the education sector, you say
Parents are on queue, and you are queuing because checking those things.
takes an entire day.
An entire day, and the things are so irrelevant.
So they are looking for
So
narcotics.
useless. But a Kenyan child will miss to go to school, Alliance, not because they could not afford fees, because they cannot afford those useless things.
The requirements.
And that's why I like schools like Alliance High School. They don't have so much of that. There are certain schools we must clap for in this country. They know the pain of being a parent. But I'm a vast majority of others, including very small, useless schools.
That has never posted
Oh, my friend. They books alone. Books alone. Books. My God.
But probably they're giving.
And you know what? Even as you are as children to come with the Oxford this,
Yeah,
what
Oxford.
this, Advanced
Standard
Dictionary,
version Bible.
Atlas,
Yeah.
what.
Mathematics.
There are many children who, upon exit at Form 4, you know, I'm not one of those people. There are people who have records. I have an office mate. Man, a man I've been sharing an office for many years. Ask him for Form 1, Class 1 report form.
He has it.
Yes.
A good.
I have friends like those.
A librarian.
Ask him for exercise books, Standard 2, anakutolea. Now, there are students like this in schools. And at the end of the pipeline, if the school was not interested in just harassing parents, they can ask those students willing to donate some of those items.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
To be used by children from less fortunate. That's why wazungu wanatushindia hapo. The principal doesn't even attempt to ask students who feel they can donate part of what they have been using. Some of them keep their things so well. You find a textbook, he has not even scribbled even one page, one word. It is the way it was bought, and he has been using it. And maybe he's the last born in the family. So there's nobody to use that book. With the permission from the parents, he can donate those books to the school.
Even
so when people are, so long as people are focused on eating,
alumni are donating money.
Yeah, there's so much we can do even before the government gives free education to make education affordable. The pain of taking children to school bearable. But so long as everybody is focused on eating, all the principals want to eat. These things we are talking here, they can never close their mind.
And fighting for transfers.
In fact, look at the Griffins. A simple model. We admit you are from a rich family. You pay 200,000. We admit another person.
From Mandera.
No, before you get to Mandera, pays 150. Another one, 100. You graduate. Now, you have, and the fees was perhaps 50,000. That was enough. From your 200, we have an extra 150, which can bring in 3 Kenyan children. You mean after all these years after Starehe, because alikuwa mzungu, we have never reproduced it in the country? Because I know there are many parents who would love to support poor children.
Absolutely.
There are many.
We wait for Manu Chandaria to do so.
There are many parents who would wish to chip in. Say, this school, on average, we admit 30 students who can't afford school. Sometimes we chase them away. Are there parents willing to adopt a student? They will get more than they need. But so long as we are all focused on eating.
Even the parents will be afraid to donate.
Not afraid. Who has the time to tell them? The principal has the time to engage with suppliers and other things.
Even procurement flows in school?
Of course. This is your country.
And you are a
have it
teacher.
or leave it.
That's why you left teaching at secondary level.
No.
And progressed to university where there's less thieving.
Who tells you? It's even worse.
In a place of academic giants, people can steal?
Which giants? Everybody's stealing. This is your country, it's not my country.
You belong to Uganda.
Yes.
That's why we wrap up this conversation today on Business Glide, touching matters improving the cost of education in this country in a way that it is more affordable to many Kenyans, and also making sure that the admission process for once it's less bureaucratic and it's accommodating to people from all walks of life, so that every student in Kenya gets a second least in life when it comes to financing education. Time now for our fund of the week. It is none other than Jen Jambi in Burnt Forest.
From Burnt Forest, Jen Jambi, thank you very much for being part of the family. Thank you, Jen.
Until next time on Business Glide, my name is Richard Mwenja. Always a pleasure to have you on board. Up next on your screen is the Business Glide African proverb of the day.